last week's session, you were telling me about leaving the band, the Emaciated Butterfly. This week, I'd like for you to tell me more about your inferiority complex, as you call it, and about what you did after you left the band, the Emaciated Butterfly. Tell me about the different jobs and activities you engaged in afterwards. Well, Doc, I went from one place to the other, I worked at just one apartment complex as another as a maintenance man, The managers always just sit on the phone and talk all the time, chit-chat and small talk, chit-chat, small talk. And one manager had me pull 200 toilet seats out, and she got upset and angry because I took one of them home. One of the other assistant maintenance men counted all of them, and one of the toilet seats was missing, and so I got written up for that. And then she'd always say, chop, chop, Floyd, chop, chop, Floyd. And she was just constantly criticizing my work. I'd go and I'd do a make-ready, and, I'd spend hours getting the apartment ready for people to move in, and she'd come and find one tiny spot of dust in some obscure corner, or maybe she'd find one small light switch that was just, she didn't think it was the way she wanted it to be, And I was a master painter, always been a master painter, and how are these people who can't even paint, people who don't even know how to paint, and she'd put them in some apartment, and then I'd have to go and do twice as much work cleaning up after them, always. And then when I would take a lunch, I was under always pressure to get back. Never had enough time for my lunch hour. Everywhere I would go, they dump salt into my food. They see me coming, they dump salt in the food. Every time I order a salad, it's nothing but lettuce. Half the time I go into a restaurant and the food they serve me is cold. One time I ordered a hamburger. It had 3 pounds of meat, and the bun was the size of a biscuit. I mean, how am I supposed to eat that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've gotten sick 12 different times in the past 2 years, and some overpriced fast food restaurant. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't even eat out anymore. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And then I had this rent house, I rented to this couple, and they just trashed and tore the place up and moved out owing me $3,000 rent, late charge this, late charge that. They tore up the commode. What can I say? Left a mess. It left complete and total mess, Nobody knows how to do anything anymore. I can't find anybody that can work for me that can do anything. I end up having to waste my time showing and teaching them how to do a job. I could have done the job myself faster and gotten it done perfectly straight the first time without having to train somebody else. And where I worked at an auto parts store, I take 30 seconds to sit down and catch my breath, and then he comes in and says, get your lazy butt up and start working again. I mean, I never even get a 30-second break. Criticized all the time. The wife walks in the lobby, takes one look at me and says, what is he, some kind of a child molester? I mean, I swear to God, that's what the man's wife says right there in front of the public. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Every girlfriend takes me to the cleaners. There's the one girlfriend, she's a gambling addict. She bought $3,000 worth of scratch-offs and lost all of it. Of course, it was my money that paid for the scratch-offs. She can go to the Sonic and order a double cheeseburger. She'd take all the meat off the double cheeseburger and feed it to her poodle, Come on. I mean, that's the kind of girlfriends I end up with. Had another lazy girl, laid on the couch all the time, wouldn't even get up off the couch long enough to wash dishes, long enough to take a shower, long enough to clean up, long enough to do anything. But yet she wanted me to put gas in her car, buy her cigarettes. But then she wouldn't give me any. Here I am, I'm supposed to provide her a couch to sleep on, free meals every day, gas for the car, cigarettes, and then she won't even put out. I mean, come on. Where do they make these girls? Where do they come from? Anyway, it's my life. It's my life. It's my life, Doc. It's my life. Help me. It's my life. Well, Floyd. Of course, I want you to talk about your reaction to the death of Blatson, because everyone thought you had a man crush on Blatson. And I know there's other stories you want to tell me too, even some of the ones you've already told me 20 or 30 times. I know that you need to get them off of your chest. So go ahead, Lloyd, talk. That's what I'm here for. Well, thanks, Dr. Derrickson. It's thanks, It's like, my last name is Sizzler, so everybody was just always talking about, are the steaks done? Well, I do like to grill in the backyard, and occasionally I'll invite a friend over for a steak and baked potato, or maybe I'll put a chicken out on the grill, whatever. Of course, I always overcook it. I always forget about it, and it overcooks. It happens all the time. But anyway, there's Sizzlers all over the country. Every time I see a steakhouse, I think of myself and my last name, Floyd Sizzler. But anyway, I saved enough money by not using my dryer last year to be able to go to Mexico and go scuba diving. I just hang the clothes out in the backyard, and saved enough by not using my dryer that, I was able to pay for this scuba diving trip to Mexico. Anyway, there's like this ice cream parlor, this ice cream joint, like, I don't know, half a mile from where I live, you know what I mean? And I like to go up there and get ice cream and sometimes a hamburger and what have you, but it's like they have these little narrow parking spaces. It's like whoever painted the parking lot, the parking lot, it's too narrow. So I got online and I complained about it. I called the 800 number and complained about it. I printed up the thing and put it on people's cars. Nobody does anything. The parking spaces are still just too narrow. And there's this park across from where I live, and the city never mows it. I mean, the grass can get up knee-deep, and they never mow it. They mow every other park in town, but they never mow that one. Then when I went to Vegas, nobody ever told me that the buffets were free if you paid for like several nights room at the motel. And so I was like going out and buying all my meals and buying food at the convenience store and bringing it back to the motel. Finally, on the last day, I discovered this buffet and discovered that it was free meals if you rented a room at the motel, But I don't know why nobody ever told me that or told me where the buffet was. Then when I went to the casinos, I was buying all my drinks. I'd be sitting on the slot machine, and I'd be paying for the drinks. And finally, one of the waitresses came over, one of the girls, and served me a drink and said, as long as you're gambling, you don't have to pay for these drinks. The drinks are on the house. I don't know why nobody ever told me. I'd never been to Vegas before, but nobody ever told me. I had this good-looking girlfriend one time, and we went to a Carlos Santana concert, and there he was on stage, and I thought Santana was looking directly at me. He just kept looking directly at me, and then I realized that my girlfriend was standing up behind me, flashing her tits at him, and that he was actually looking at her. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at her. It's the story of my life. I'm ignored everywhere. I'm underappreciated. Nobody ever recognizes me. What can I say? Help me, Doc. Help me. Floyd. 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 Nah, just kidding. Did anyone ever tell you that you're probably nutty as a fruitcake? Well, no, Doc. You're not telling me that, are you? No, of course I'm not. Not Floyd. I'm just asking you if anybody ever told you that. I certainly hope nobody ever did. No, far be it from me to ever say anything like that. I would not like for you to have a complete nervous breakdown right here in the office. No. I just wondered if anybody had ever asked you that before, Floyd. No, Doc. No, they haven't. Okay.